You are welcome to the test section. In the test section, we'll be looking at people analysis. Now, people analysis provide you the right information necessary for market development and client profiling based on demography, psychography, emotional intelligence, and social intelligence. All these are important when it comes to people, and you need a good understanding of the demography. We did talk about that in the previous section. And then you need a good understanding of the psychography, what drives the people, what are the bias and the behavioral pattern, what influence them. Is it religion? Is it culture? You need to just find out the bias of the people. Each segment group have one form of bias or the other. You've got to know this bias in order to understand people. Bias does not necessarily make people evil. It makes you understand how to interact with people. So you understand the demography of the given segment. You also need to understand the psychography of the given segment. But it doesn't stop there. You need to understand, you need to have a good emotional intelligence to be able to understand the segment, and then a social intelligence. In today's business world, we're talking about social capital. It's something that is so viable in this age and time. You've got to understand that beyond financial capital is social capital. So you want to be able to understand the social interaction of the people there, and you're going to understand this as we go further. Now, a good people analysis will enable you to penetrate any given market in a positive way. Whether you're trying to penetrate the Singapore market in Singapore, or in Far Asia, or even in the Middle East, talking about in Africa, even in Europe and America, you need to understand that a good people analysis is essential, it's fundamental in you having a product launch, or what we call the market penetration strategy, where we talk about the client recruitment strategy, the client retention strategy, and the client expansion strategy. It all boils down to you having successfully carried out a good people analysis framework. Now, that will enable you to also have a prerequisite for product branding. Without understanding the people, you cannot develop a good marketing communication strategy. You can't. Like, if I'm going to sell a product to the northern part of Nigeria, the market communication strategy will be different for selling a product or introducing a product to the southern part of Nigeria. And that is same for even most parts of the world. The way you introduce a product or a service if you travel to Singapore is different from the way you introduce a product or a service if you're doing that in Europe here. So you need to have good understanding of the people through demography, psychography, emotional intelligence, and social intelligence. All these are important because the market space is made up of different categories of people, or should I say persons, and this includes the users. You need to understand that in every marketing space, there are different categories of people. You have the users of the product or services, you have the influencers, you have the legitimizers, you have the promoters, you have the payers, you have the saboteurs, and you have the financiers. These are different segments of people in every given market. And if you're trying to transact business in any geographical area globally, you need to have a good understanding of those people. This also make up what we call the stakeholder mapping. So it is extremely important for business success, because without understanding the people, it will be difficult to move to the next phase of business analysis. So I want you to take time to understand this section. It is extremely important. And you can call us for mentorship if you have questions to ask, or you want us to help you have a better understanding of each of these 7 persons you're going to meet in the market ecosystem, or should I say in the business ecosystem, as an emerging entrepreneur or even as an established entrepreneur. So I want to thank you for being part of this section. And the success of your business is largely dependent on your ability to manage these different people. I'll give a classic example before I end this section. Now, for instance, you run a boutique, and then a man, his wife, and his beautiful daughter shows up. The daughter might be the user of the clothes they want to buy. The wife might be the influencer, and the husband might be the payer. So you must understand that when you are dealing with a given set of people, you must be able to profile your client base and understand what role is this person playing. The user is the person, the user, the influencer, or the payer. And sometimes the role can change. In some cases, the mother can be the user, and the child is the influencer, and the father is the payer. In some cases, the mother is the payer, the father is the user, and the child is the influencer. Your ability to analyze this, understand through demography analysis, psychography analysis, emotional intelligence, and social intelligence will enable you develop a good platform, a good understanding to move to the next phase of analysis. We'll be stopping here for now. If you have any question, feel free to send us a WhatsApp message or just give us a call. See you in the fourth section. You have a great day.